Innovative. Stylish. Precision. Pioneering. Dynamic. Efficient. Breathtaking. Powerful. Influential. Elegant. Prestigious. Rigorous. Perfection. These are all words to describe the... Wait a minute. They're handing me another list of words. Leadership. Integration. E-commerce. German. Buttress. Integration. Supernito. Polyphyloprogenitive. Flurb. Integration. These are all words to describe what we do here at Orbtex. Pre-order yours today. Orbtex. The future is home. You're listening to Time Mule, featuring
Jason Death of a Clown Davies,
Gabriel Bossa Nova,
and Mike Hi-Fi Harris.
Hi everybody, it's us again. We're going to do something a little bit different, and we're going to play a game. I'm going to call today Two Truths, Justice, and the American Lie. I spent a lot of time on that. Okay, so this is how the game works.
That's what it's called?
That's what it's called.
Oh,
pretty good, right?
I'm nervous now.
I'm proud of myself. So basically, it's Two Truths and a Lie, but it's based on comic book characters. I am a big comic book fan. Jason, what is your relationship with comic books?
I was into them for a long time when I was 11, 12, 13 kind of time. And, you know, I like them, but I haven't really kept up. So I don't know much about the Marvel universe. I haven't seen a lot of the movies. I've seen a few.
Right.
So, you know, I have an interest, but I don't have a ton of knowledge.
And Mike?
I actually didn't get into them till very late, maybe around, I don't know, probably the early 2000s, because the woman I was dating, she liked comics, so I just go to the store with her, like everybody, like, you know, whenever you go to that store. But no, I just spotted the comic Madman by Mike Allred. Allred? Yeah, and I just fell in love with that. Blew through those, get everything I could buy them. You know, that relationship ended, and so did comics. So
Comics for
I was in there for a hot minute. But no, I really do like them. I always mean to get into them.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's why you're the dark horse in this game. All right, so this is how it works.
Well, can I add one thing actually real quick?
Yeah.
So the comics that I read now aren't really superhero ones. They'll be centered around a guy who like lives in an apartment by himself and the heat is fucked up.
Oh, my entire 20s.
I read comics about Mike.
That one sounds like it.
All right, so this is how the game works. I have a list of superheroes, 2 of them real and 1 of them fake, 1 of them I made up. What they have to do, Mike and Jason, is figure out which one is the fake comic book character. So today we are doing X-Men characters.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you 2 lifelines, okay?
Okay.
One of them is I will tell you what year this character debuted, and the other one I will give you a description. But you can only use those lifelines on one of the characters.
Okay.
Okay?
Let's do it.
So let's start off. Character number 1, Gold Balls. All right, I'll give you a brief description. Hold on. Fabio Medina, a.k.a. Gold Balls, powers manifested after being a victim of a robbery. Powers that allow him to produce golden balls from any part of his body. These gold balls are bouncy and make a poink sound when they hit a surface. These golden balls were later discovered to actually be eggs.
Okay. I have an opinion, but we have to hear more, right?
No,
First.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Tell us.
I'm going to say that's going to be a real one. It's just so
I'm gonna guess
it's so
that.
insane that I think it's real. I think it's too
Do we have
crazy
to
for
use
someone
a
to make that as a
lifeline?
joke.
Do we have to use a lifeline to find out what era this character debuted?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to hold off.
Yeah, hold off
then,
until you
'cause
get the other 2.
There are certain eras where that could be plausible. That I have a feeling. Okay, we'll go on then.
All right. Character number 2. Leprechaun. During a scuffle with a schoolyard bully, Garrett O'Grady, aka Leprechaun, tried to defend himself, but after throwing his first punch, he'd actually blinded his opponent with a beam of life that can produce from his mouth. He can change the color of the beam, but chooses to do a rainbow as his signature.
Oh my God.
Is there also like a guy who his name is like Fettuccine Alfredo, and his name is Johnny Columbo?
You know, it's comic books. I wouldn't be surprised.
My goodness, I want him to be true. I want this.
Yeah,
to be
I
real.
would read this one right now, but if it's fake,
Yeah, but the thing is, I've fallen down paths where I'm like, oh my God, that sounds like the greatest comic book character ever, and then I'd look it up, and it was like, from like 1921, and they didn't execute it the way I would imagine. So I'd probably be disappointed. But no, I choose magic today. Anyway, sorry, go on.
All right, now for our final character. Longneck. William Hanover, aka Longneck, has a slightly longer neck than the average person.
this one just feels fake already.
I don't know though. This could be the trap.
Is that it? That's just he has a longer neck. That's his
the
only
whole
ability.
description.
But it's like slightly longer. It's not like.
But what does he do?
That's it. He has a long neck.
But could he grow it? Like
No.
could he just go woo? Oh, it's always like that.
Always like that.
Well, I don't know if that's a mutation because these are X-Men. They're all supposed to have some mutation, right?
I think it happened when he was a teenager, so that means he's a mutant.
Oh, a mutant. You're right.
It's a mutation.
Gosh.
No, but wait. So these people are okay. So they're born and they have a mutation. Okay. But what about this Wolverine? Just 1 second. I'm just clearing up some X-Men stuff.
Oh, I can tell you about Wolverine.
Yeah. So I know. I watched the first X-Men movie and I really liked it. I saw it in a hotel once. It was great. But these adamantium claws. Am I getting that right?
Yes.
He's always been able to do that since he was a baby.
No, actually. So he didn't get.
Oh, they come.
He
But he
didn't
had
get the metal
sideburns as a
bones
baby.
until much later. No, his mutation didn't come till he was a teenager, and that was
So it's like puberty.
puberty. That's
Oh,
all
I've
X-Men get
heard
their
of that.
powers at puberty.
Yeah, I think that's the whole point of X-Men, right? It's because when you're that age, you feel like an outsider and like kind of like you're a freak, and then these people are the same. They're kind of outcasts, but they use what makes them different for good, right? Is that what
Yeah.
Stan Lee was thinking about,
Well, actually, it was more like
or whoever Stan Lee ripped off?
an allegory for racism at the time.
Oh, okay.
All right, so let me remind you of your lifelines. I will tell you when they debuted, or I will give you a description of one of these characters.
Well, Mike, I know we're
man,
we're playing
this is
against
tough.
each other, I think, but
Yeah.
we can maybe
Okay.
get
I'll voice
educated.
my thing. Well, I'm going to go through them. Think of them. Gold balls. That name in our era, it's disgusting. But I'm thinking, I don't know, because I found this compendium, what you call it, of like the first X amount of issues of Daredevil, and that writing is not good.
No.
There's a lot of like dumb stuff in there. So I don't know. He's a maybe, and then the next one was
Leprechaun?
Who was the second guy?
Leprechaun.
Leprechaun. The mouth. Is he do I have to use a lifeline to describe him?
Do you want to use that?
Nah, see, that wouldn't matter anyway. Leprechaun. Garrett. Yeah, I don't
And
know
long
about
neck.
Garrett. Now, are they still debuting characters like to this day? It's like, hey, it's a new one. Winged warrior.
Not really. I think with X-Men, they're kind of just like, you see like background characters, and there's just like,
that's
they
cool.
just pad out the background with like all these mutants, and like you just get weird stuff.
Is it like Peanuts where you got your main people like Charlie Brown and Linus and Lucy and Pigpen, but then as the years go on, you get these other kind of more
It's
non-main
almost exactly
characters like
that.
Franklin and
A lot of people say that Peanuts and the X-Men are almost exactly the same.
I will go a step further. Parents, you know what I'm talking about. No, My Little Pony thing. It's the same thing. You got these background ponies. Ah, there was a good 2 years my kid was into that. I want to know, who's that guy? Oh, eventually you'll find out.
No character design is wasted here.
No, absolutely not.
Mike could do this game with My Little Ponies, and Gabe and I could try to guess.
Oh my God, yeah.
Ooh.
I'm down for
Yeah,
that.
we'd have to do a disclaimer. But there was the leprechaun guy. I'm kind of wary about him, just with the mouth thing, because that is too good to be true.
Are we doing one round, or are there more than one round here?
It's just one round.
Okay. Then I feel like I want to use a lifeline then, now.
All right.
And Neck Boy.
What's
Yeah, I want
what
to
do you wanna
know.
do?
I want to know about Neckman. I
Okay.
want to know. I want to know the year.
Okay. Longneck debuted in 2003.
Jeez. See that makes me just think this one's more fake, because I think that would be something from the past, because I feel like people are too cynical now and kind of know their way around a comic book, and it's
But he could be a background guy.
you always can see him though, because his neck is
Wow.
putting him a little ahead above everybody.
Dr. Hooves was always in the background of My Little Pony, but that guy got one episode.
One episode to shine.
So he could be a Dr. Hooves.
You got one more lifeline.
I think I'd like to use a lifeline. I'd like to know when
no,
was it Golden
you
Balls?
can't. Your lifeline now is you can only get a description of one of these characters, either Gold Balls or Leprechaun.
Okay. I think I need to know more about this leprechaun.
Okay, so Leprechaun, he has long red hair with a beard but no mustache, so like the Abraham Lincoln beard, and he is wearing a duster over the yellow and blue X-Men uniform.
What's a duster?
All right.
Sorry.
It's like a long trench coat, like like a trench coat that they wore in like the Old West.
Oh, okay.
Like Doc Brown wore?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, got it. I mean, I think I have my pick, and we're out of questions we can ask.
I think I'm ready to go.
All right.
Would you like to go first, Jason?
Oh, I'm just doubting myself.
And tell me why, and tell us why you picked the one you picked, because I'm interested.
Okay, I'm gonna go process of elimination. The Leprechaun one is a little bit offensive, right? It's like kind of lives in a stereotype. So I'm gonna say that one's real. I'm gonna say that was made in the 70s or something, right? The Golden Balls one, now I'm starting to think maybe that's fake, because Gabe wrote a pretty good description. It sounds ridiculous, but he had a really good backstory on that one. And maybe he thought it was airtight to not fool us. Longneck just seems so pointless to me, which I was leaning that way, but I'm going to switch it. I'm going to say that the fake one was our first option, Golden Balls.
All right, Mike.
So you're going. Your fake is Golden Balls.
Yes. I just in real time came up with that.
If you made this up, Gabe, this is genius. Because here's what I'm thinking. He may have been an early experiment. He came and went. And then later on, they retooled them. These balls actually turned out to be eggs. That sounds like an 80s thing. Or maybe it was probably like a Alien, the egg that opened, that classic. So it was probably like an inspiration of that or whatever. So that sounds pretty real to me, like the way they recycle a character. Longneck, I'm thinking he was a background guy. People were like, what's with the long neck guy? And they're like, well, let's just do a little thing with him. People like it. I have to go with Leprechaun, man. I forgot his name again. He has the fake one, only because I think that name, I do want him to be real, but the name Garrett seems a little off. Like I think maybe someone would name their baby that, like today. Or like Logan, or who's ever a white Major League Baseball player name, right? So it seems like it might be too early for that, if I'm wrong. So, and also the duster, because I worked in a toy store throughout most of high school and a little bit of college. Yeah, I was squatting down. And I do remember there was a female character who I think wore a duster who was really popular. So I don't think they would have put another character in that. I could be wrong. I'm going with Leprechaun as the fake one.
All right. Let's start with Longneck, who made his debut in New X-Men 140 in 2003.
Okay. So one of us will be right.
Next is Goldballs, who made his debut in Uncanny X-Men Volume 3, Issue 1 in 2013.
No.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh my God.
So that means
This is written-
the fake one is Leprechaun,
Wow.
who made his debut today on this show.
Well played, though. Well
And
played.
Gabe, your description was good. It was.
It took me, I was like writing it all night last night. Like I had to make this
Shows.
sound real.
This is well played.
Mike is the winner.
Well, am I really? No. Today I choose positivity.
Congratulations, Mike. You get nothing.
Thank you.
Hello. It's me again. It just occurred to us at Orbtex that we didn't say what we actually do. Well, we make tiny cowboy hats for squirrels. Each hat is homemade with real cowboy hat materials, like straw and felt. We make leather ones too, but they're really hard to make, and we get frustrated and give up on those fairly quickly. Also, these hats are specifically made just for squirrels, so don't go putting these fine hats on a dog, or a cat, or God forbid yourself. And one more thing. We're not liable for any injuries you sustain from wrestling around with those squirrels. It's in their goddamn name. Squirrely. We just make the dang things. It's up to you to put it on those little bastards. Orbtex. Buy a squirrel hat, would ya?
Whoa. I don't know what all this space bullshit is, but I gotta tell you, Doc, this doesn't look good.
Well, it's not great, but I've seen worse. Remind me to tell you about my holiday on Scarrow. Jelly baby?
No, I'm on a caveman diet thing. Apparently sugar wasn't invented in those old-fashioned times.
Suit yourself, more for me. Well, if it isn't my old friends, the Dreadnaught.
Doc, no, they'll kill us.
Ah, they're cuddly kittens once you get to know them.
Impossible! The Doctor! Dreadnoughts! Strike!
Ah, I wouldn't if I were you. It's got a loose mechanism in the trigger.
Doctor, that's my pill organizer.
Ah, but they don't know that. By the way, this is enough medicine to absolutely flatten a giant Siberian rhino. You must be a real treat without them.
Oh, yeah. It gets so dark sometimes. I make people who loved me cry, and I don't have any idea why.
Groan. So what are we building this time, No, don't tell me. 3 guesses, eh? An interdimensional gateway. No, the Dreadnaught have had that technology since the second reign of the Eldrad. No, it couldn't be. A frozen yogurt machine? No. Of course. A potential generator.
Clever lad.
Powering your sizable empire with a person's potential energy. But the Shadow Proclamation outlawed these centuries ago.
What?
Excuse my latest companion. He's a little bit behind on the latest technology. Give 45 millennia or so.
I'm also dumb as Tennessee mud.
I can see that. Jesus, Doctor. You've really gone downhill with your companions. Last time we met, weren't you with a cunning warrior and a plucky genius?
The Brigadier and Sarah Jane. Yes, well, this blob is more of a stowaway with a short story arc.
Fucking knew it. No, you're a companion. The cool one. Probably get a spin-off. Bullshit.
Well, let me explain our potential generator to your pint-sized friend.
I'm also as wide as I am tall. Back where I come from, we call that a chode.
Okay. What the hell was I talking about? The potential energy generator transfers all the possible energy a person will have throughout their life into fuel. And since the doctor was so kind as to fall into our trap, his potential energy can power our empire to rule the entire universe.
And if I refuse?
Ha! 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 If you refuse, we'll kill your chode friend.
And if I still refuse?
Hey!
Oh, I see. Right. If you refuse, we'll probably just hunt down this Sarah Jane?
You wouldn't. You would, wouldn't you? Okay, take me.
Doc, no. If they fry you, how will I get home?
Did he really just ask that?
Oh, yeah. He's a selfish little shit. It's like he's 12. Don't worry. Once I get in there, I'll use my sonic to reverse the polarity of the neutron flow, and then at least there will be a chance, a slim chance, we can get you back to your life.
Slim chance? Nah, I don't like those odds, Doc. The universe needs you. Always has. And right now, don't no one need a poor boy like me.
Go on.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, right? Wow. Okay, all right. So, you distract them with some Star Trek crap. I fling myself into their weirdo little space disco, get naked, and blow this whole ship to kingdom come.
Don't be foolish. How do you expect this to work? Also, the machine attaches to your brain. You don't need to denude.
Oh, I don't mind. It's a potential generator, right? You've said it yourself, over and over and over. I have no potential. My anxiety-irradiated energy would blow this whole dumb-looking spaceship to kingdom come. Do you get it?
Oh dear. But that would work. But I was just upset when you said you had no potential. You're the author of your own destiny, you know. There's hope for you yet.
Ah, you're a gem, Doc, but let's face it. I'm well past my sell-by date. My very presence makes people tired. One time, somebody stuffed one of those "we pay cash for junk cars" flyers in my shirt pocket. I was nowhere near a car at the time. And in my years, I only managed to wreck a few Johns. Like you said, Doc. Just like you said. Over and over and over.
Oh, you say a lot of crap about that guy. Give him a break. I mean, look at him.
Oh, he's on to us, Doc. Now! I'm in, Doc. Oh, God, I can feel it working.
Okay, goodbye.
Wait, you're leaving him here?
Yeah. He's really draining me. All day, texts about nothing. He forces bans on you. He gets angry if you hang out with other people. Angry, not jealous. You know, hours after meeting me, he claimed we were the best of friends. I barely like him. More pity than anything.
He's got me there. No one will miss me.
Oh, no, that's not true.
Oh, we know it is. We did a holiday special where we looked at what life would be like without him.
Yeah, the universe was paradise.
Yes, absolutely perfect. Well, goodbye.
How much longer till I blow this 2-bit operation sky high? This kills.
Quite a while, I'm afraid, but are you sure you want to do this? There's probably no way to make it out of this. And you're only saving countless of species who dislike you.
Nah, it's cool. Ugh. Besides, after I bite it, my sister will absolutely clean up. after selling my airbrushed Scarface movie art. She's cool, but she has big time spending issues. I'm like, Sophia, are you serious?
Am I just supposed to, do you want me to put on some music for you or something?
Time Mule.
Hello and welcome to Now Showing.
All right, folks. We've got a good one for you.
Is it good?
Bill Wyman's Digital Dreams.
It's just called Digital Dreams, apparently.
No, when I looked it up online, I found that this was one of two films called Digital Dreams. There was another one made in the 2000s, which I have to go with my gut, looked like it was a porno. But this is definitely not. This is a
Well, why didn't we watch that then?
That looked.
That'll be our last episode.
It was a lazy title for one of those.
So I'm sure most of you know this. Bill Wyman was the original bass player for the Rolling Stones, and he was in the band from when they first began till about 1993. I believe he walked away and retired from the group, which is weird to think because his replacement has probably been in the band longer than he was in the band at this point, right?
I think I heard Keith Richards say that, yeah. And we still call him the new guy. Yeah.
So, Digital Dreams came out in 1980. Was it 83? Am I right on that?
It was
1983.
83. And I'm trying to figure out why Bill Wyman was able to make a movie at that point, because he's a great bass player, but he's not the most charismatic screen persona that I can think of.
No screen presence at all.
Yeah, at times it benefited the movie because there were some scenes which were so wooden, it became so entertaining. It like looped around, and I was like, oh, this is fantastic.
And right before this, the Rolling Stones went on, I think, 2 pretty big tours that ended in 82. And the first leg of the tour, they made a live album out of it, and there's also a concert film that was directed by Hal Ashby called Let's Spend the Night Together. And that was something that was always on TV when I was a kid and a teenager. And I've probably seen it 50 times. It's the one where Mick Jagger is wearing like football jerseys with the really skin tight football pants.
Yeah.
And Bill Wyman in that looks really cool. He's got, I think he's wearing like a yellow suit and kind of like a new wave skinny tie. And I will say that Bill Wyman looked his best in the 80s. I think he looked cooler in the 80s than he did in the 60s.
I will say he looked fantastic in this movie. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know what he was drinking. He looked really good.
Yeah, and he was just off the back of, I don't know if he had any other hits. I know he did a couple little solo things in the 70s. I know he has an album called Monkey Grip, which
Who doesn't?
I gave it a shot once, and it's better than I imagined, but my review of it was, this sounds like if John Cale got bopped in the head and then recorded an album, because his voice is sort of like John Cale, but he doesn't have the melodic gifts that John Cale would have.
I would love to hear that album. John Cale gets bonked on the head.
Oh, my friend, the late 70s, John Cale in the late 70s, those are John Cale bonked on the head albums. They ain't pretty. It's like, ooh, he's going through something here.
But Bill Wyman somehow scored himself a hit I think mostly in Europe, in 1982 with the song called Je suis un rockstar. And it was a song that he wrote for Ian Dury.
Oh, yeah.
Ian Dury passed on it. I think he tried to give it to some other people too, and they just passed. Then he just did it himself. And it's a really fun song. It's just a single.
Je suis un rockstar, je habite un résidence, je habite là, à la south de France. Voulez-vous partir with me and come and rest là with me in Vance?
This is very funny what, comes from an American point of view, what is a hit in Europe. It's like, of course, it's like everything I think should be a hit was a hit in Europe. I could just guess. If it's from the 70s and I really like it, it was a hit in Europe.
Yeah, we have different charts.
Yeah.
You know, there's different things that move up to the top, even though we speak the same language.
Oh, also, going through like their 70s charts, there was a number one hit. And it was like a parody of I got a brand new roller skate. You got a brand new key, but it was like a farm guy. And he's saying, I got a brand new combine harvester. You've got a brand new key. Number one in the charts in the UK. That is a strange country.
Well, you can watch on YouTube these things called, I think it's called like the story of Top of the Pops or whatever, and they cover every year that Top of the Pops was on TV, and it's a British show where if you had a hit record, you can go on and perform, and it was a big way to
It's like an
have
institution at one point.
Yeah, and so watching those little documentaries, and they're narrated by Mel, who was on the Great British Baking Show, like the earlier seasons.
Mel.
But they'll have these songs on there that you'd just be like, you know, never heard in your life. They were number one songs in England. And they had weird novelty songs. Like there was this one song that was sung by a bunch of children about like, I love my granny.
Oh my
God.
God.
It was like number one for the second week in a row.
Oh, England, you never fail to deliver. Don't ever change, please. I love you. Just the way you are. Not a hit in England. I love you just the way you are. Nothing. Not a single sold. See? I did a little Stanley Unwin. We'll be talking about him later, who appeared in this movie.
Ah, Mr. Wyman.
Wyman?
Wyman. I beg your pardon. Please sit and stay comfortable.
Thank you.
Now, what's the purpose of this special offload at this time? We're supposed to be very busy nose to grindstokers at this time.
Well, I come to give my...
I didn't really know this movie existed, but I saw some clips of it, not knowing that I was seeing clips in this recent documentary about Bill Wyman, which changed my opinion of the man. I've always liked his bass playing, but I just kind of thought he was a drip, you know? Just the way he acts on stage and a lot of the things he said in interviews, and he has a lot of creepy stuff with ladies if you want to go down that road.
Yeah, there was some weird... Yeah, there was... And it was like... Yeah, I wanted to ask, because I thought I remembered that. Wasn't it like a daughter of someone he played music with? Or something? It was some weird twist like that at the end.
I think he dated one of his son's girlfriends or something.
Right. It was something
after
like that.
It was something really, yeah.
That's not good.
You at home can look this up and tell us, but I don't remember.
Actually, don't. I mean, I don't really.
Yeah.
No love lost here.
This documentary is interesting because Bill Wyman, and you see a little bit of this in Digital Dreams, he dedicated his life to being an archivist for the Stones. So you can see he just kept everything, and he has it all cataloged.
He says in the film, I just like to save everything and have them at picture. Oh, wait, that, well, first, should we tell them, like, what the movie was about? Like,
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, the movie. Well, basically,
I'm not doing it.
It's basically just based on.
Gabe seems like he has it.
I could read the description, but basically it's based on his like diaries, just like pretty much going back and forth throughout his life, and just like little like snippets from his life, and it has additional dialogue by Richard O'Brien from Rocky Horror Picture Show fame,
Right.
and he's actually is in it as well. So it's like it's like these little almost short films of his past mixed in with like problems with his girlfriend. Apparently, I don't know if he even liked her at this point, because in the movie,
it seemed like that was his real girlfriend at the time.
Yeah,
but it seems like it's like a weird thing to have it be your real girlfriend, and then like, look, this is how he breaks it to her. Things ain't working out.
Yeah.
Well, right. So I looked this up afterward, and I believe the woman is his real wife at the time. Her name's Astrid.
Mm-hmm.
And he said they were breaking up around the time the movie was being made. But he thought that doing this project together would kind of save their marriage and kind of get them into a better place.
Kind of got that vibe.
But the movie is just basically, with the diary parts excluded, the movie is about Bill Wyman wanting to play on his computer and his wife trying to get him to stop playing on his computer. And he's like, one more minute, I'm almost done, dear.
Let's talk about the computer for a second. Now, how would you describe that computer he was always on, like for hours, all day?
So this was an early Macintosh computer, and at the time it probably looked like it came from the future, but it's one of those things with the black screen and the green letters.
Green text, yeah.
My public school system had those well into the 90s. And there is no way you could be on those things all day. That's what, because all through the movie I was really happy. I'm like, what is he doing on there? Is he doing like a typing contest?
But can you imagine pitching this movie saying, well, I'm just going to be on a computer the whole time and not wanting to participate in my life?
I think this was just an excuse for him to be on the computer.
Yeah, it had a very like the future is here, guys, because he's like at one point, I want to address him a little bit later, but he's the guy reading the tarot cards. He says like, I don't know, the number's probably like 50 million, and then he types the numbers into his computer, which they have these sounds every once in a while, bloop bloop bloop. But those computers don't make noises. It's like, look, you gotta let the audience know the computer's alive. But he types in, he goes, it's actually 578.22. It's like, wow, a computer could do that adding, huh? The future's here, folks.
You sure you're using the computer right? You sure you're using your signs right?
The funny thing is, Bill Wyman probably thought of that part and thought, I'm going to look really cool in this, but
he did.
The way I interpreted that scene is there's this very handsome man probably wanting to fuck his wife in the room, and Bill Wyman has his back turned on the computer.
See, let's just go to this guy. See, I found that guy probably one of the most repulsive people I've ever seen in my life. It's like a guy who, like, he's like, if you grew up in an area where they had the chain department store Caldor, it had a rainbow that was just like the spectrum of yellow to brown. He's like the human equivalent of the Caldor brown rainbow.
Oh man, that's well put.
Oy. So we got one repulsive, one handsome. Gabe, where do you go? A Clark Gable or?
I mean, I wouldn't say he was repulsive, but I think for the time, especially over there in the UK, he was probably a handsome man. They have very
I'm not saying
low
that
standards.
I don't think he's repulsive.
Oh, I see.
I think he's both things.
I do think maybe there's something buried something buried that struck me at a young age, and I'm feeling like I need to keep it buried, so I think that guy was trying to dig it out.
One weird thing about this movie is that it has like a big star in it, and James Colburn.
Oh my goodness. Yes. And as I said earlier before we started recording, I probably would be a big fan. I just think anytime he shows up in a movie, I get so happy. But I've read a bit about him in the past, and for everything I've read, he may be the coolest person ever.
Yeah.
Before his time, like he dove into that late '60s counterculture, but he was like, yeah, I'm overage, but this is great.
Yeah,
he just seemed like a guy who just made people happy. He probably did that just to hang out.
I think so too. Like I was wondering like what the connection is that he was just he probably did it for free for all I know.
He seems like he would, yeah.
And his character's name is God's gift to Wyman. Did you see that?
No,
I did not
didn't.
see that.
I was wondering who he was supposed to be.
You know what? I feel like everything he wore in this movie was just from his own wardrobe.
Right. He has a cloak. Does he have a cloak?
Oh yeah, I got it in my trunk. I'll go get it.
He's like wearing like like some sort of cloak and like just like a headband and he has like a hammer. The opening to this movie is insane. He's basically like circling a computer.
I will send thee back to the Silicon Valley of the shadow of death. Be gone!
And then like later on he's wearing like a white tuxedo with like a gold mask.
Right.
Again, another character who might be fucking Bill Wyman's
Yeah,
wife.
exactly.
Because Bill Wyman's ignoring her, and then James Coburn materializes, and then all of a sudden the big band is playing. A little like, not a big band, but like a little tiny like little orchestra is playing, and then he dances with Bill Wyman's wife, and then it ends with Bill Wyman just being like,
Astrid, do me a favor. Turn that stuff off. It's horrible.
So let's just say where like each of us stands with the Rolling Stones music, so they know like what point of view we're like. Fine, they're fine. Jason, you put it perfectly. I think last week, like I seem to like the Stones when they're not being the Stones, i.e. like the Some Girls album, stuff like that.
Satanic Majesties.
Right. And Paint It Black, I will say that's the Stones not sounding like the Stones, because I really do like that song. But you guys, are you big Rolling Stones fans?
Not as big a fan as Jason. I do love the Rolling Stones. Like I love in Her Majesty's Satanic Service a lot. I really love the early stuff, but after a certain point, they kind of become characters of themselves. I'm like, I can't really watch Mick Jagger doing all this. Like the stuff in the 70s, I can't really get into that much. But I mean, I do love the Rolling Stones a lot.
Yeah, I like it up till kind of around the time this movie was made, like from the beginning till then. But I like certain periods throughout though.
Mm-hmm.
So, like one of my favorite albums of theirs is Tattoo You, which came out in 1981, which people would know has Start Me Up on it and Waiting on a Friend.
Mm-hmm.
But all the album cuts are really cool on that.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a hodgepodge of stuff that they never finished, and they all of a sudden needed an album, which you think like, oh, well, that's going to be really uninspired. But for something about it really works.
Most stuff they're famous for, like they're like rockin' the blues. I mean, it's just not. My music collection. There's probably, you could probably count on one hand. It's just not what my ear is trained to. I'm not a big fan that way, but yeah, I like that they're doing it. I like that they did it. Honestly, I do like seeing them outside of things. Like if they're being interviewed, I will always listen to it. I'm a fan of them, their personality more than the music, I think.
Interesting.
So I was thinking that maybe we didn't see this movie, because in the movie it sort of becomes this little part where it's a biography of the Rolling Stones getting big, and there's a montage, I guess, of Rolling Stones hits. I was thinking maybe we didn't see this movie because the Rolling Stones sued the hell out of him for using that music in the film. yeah, you did. You didn't ask us. I'm in the band. No.
Right, because there's a scene where he's driving around, and then they cut to footage of the Stones from the 60s running along the side of the road, which
Yeah.
was really cool. And then they edit it in such a way that it seems like he's driving past them. And I think he goes to a car wash.
Yeah.
And all of that.
There's this thing about 60s bands. I went through a long, long time where I took a deep dive on it. Probably one of my favorite eras of music. But there's always this footage of just bands clowning around. Why would you take that? It looked like home movie footage of them just walking funny and sticking their tongue out. It's like, why would that even take it? And you can see it for every band from the time, like the Kinks. The Kinks were always just really miserable in those candid photo shoots. But Small Faces, the Who, so it was like, "Boo." And I was wondering, hey, what struck me in this movie? You ever wonder what these bands find funny? Well, there's this comedian in this movie called Stanley Unwin, and it's really not funny stuff to us. But these guys, those London bands, they love that guy so much. And I know him because he's in one half of a Small Faces album. Pretty honestly, one of my favorite bands. However, one half of the album is a rock opera. Not the whole album. A half of the album. And it's narrated by this guy. And I'll read you a snippet of kind of what his comedy is. Are you all sitting comfy, bold, 2 squares on your body? Well, then we'll begin. These guys were dying when he was doing that stuff. My goodness.
And you can watch footage of the Small Faces playing some of the stuff from this album with this fella sitting on a kind of, I guess it's a throne.
Yeah. And he just babbles oh my goodness. Just to watch the band laughing at that is fascinating. Why?
And so, seated comfortable on the back of this enormous buzzy most of the flight, they took it off like an escape velocity of the rocket floating into orbit. Now, after floating high up over the mountain through the deep valley of that for 7 whole long days.
There's bits in the film where Bill Wyman is recording music in a little home studio. And I noticed he's wearing a Duran Duran tour t-shirt.
That's
which
right.
Is pretty funny.
Yeah, which he got for free. He wants to swap shirts. Simon Le Bon's like, no, thank you. I don't know what Simon Le Bon sounds like.
And he's playing this song. There's this younger guy playing all these synthesizers, and then Bill Wyman has his little bass, and Bill Wyman is just going nuclear reaction.
I was singing that song the whole next day. The day after I watched it, in my head I was going, nuclear reaction.
It's my ringtone now.
It was such a Spinal Tap moment.
Oh my God, yeah.
Stars in the billions. Really low voice, but treble tracked or double tracked every one song. And then we can put lots of effects on with keyboards,
Really good.
and all those sort of things. A real simple pace on it, right? Nuclear reaction. Big explosion. Hydrogen and helium. Yeah, that's good. I think that's all it needs, just that.
If you've watched a lot of music documentaries, and it's totally exclusive to bands of, who first became popular in the 60s, when they're filmed in the early 80s, there's almost always a shot, the first shot of them in the studio, their back is towards you, but they're on some synthesizer or some recording device, and they're just listening, and their head's bopping, and they're always either wearing short shorts or Adidas track pants. And sure enough, we have Adidas track pants here. Yeah.
So the film combines a little bit of a day in the life of Bill Wyman. It has shots of him on his computer, goofing around, There's these reenacted parts of his life that surprisingly have a lot of production value, but to me they were sort of the most boring parts of the movie.
I would have watched more of that actually.
I'd agree with that. I mean, we opened the movie with a flashback to when he was a kid, and he's at the doctor's, and the sound quality wasn't great. So I went back and listened to it. Like, did the doctor just say he swallowed a light bulb? Yeah, he swallowed a light bulb. I was like,
a light bulb. I want to know more about that.
Yeah, there's your movie. But no, I like that. And there was a thing about him having tiny hands.
You have small hands.
His wife at one part is, your hands are too tiny.
He was everything I didn't like. I liked very tall, athletic, I suppose sort of blonde men, really. It was very California look, that's what I liked. And I met this rather short, thin.
They also just like interspersed like weird little like short things with James Coburn as like inside the computer trying to destroy it.
I wasn't sure why he wanted to do that.
It was like a little subplot.
What was his beef with the computer?
I think the computer was the barrier between
him and his wife.
I mean,
yeah.
Clearly, Bill Wyman, the man, not Bill Wyman, the character, clearly loves that computer and wants to show off how he's good at it, what he can, all it's capable of, what he's figured out how to do. But it also just makes it so he's not doing anything. Like there's a part in the movie where Charlie Watts.
Yeah. Did you catch him? They're going to go out. They're all dressed up.
And he won't go.
But, well, he says like 5 minutes. But he's like wearing like a jogging suit watching a Western in front of the TV.
Yeah.
But then there's Charlie Watson like this. I mean, even for the era, the guy looked good. Early 80s is a rough era, but no, he looked perfect. In this tuxedo, I was like, oh, he's not going in 5 minutes. He's not even dressed.
Yeah, he was like a kid that wouldn't get his shoes on, to go somewhere or go to school because he's playing a video game.
Yeah.
But that sequence leads to the kind of finale of the movie, which is a full-on Western.
Full-on Western.
And Coburn is no stranger to that.
I think that's why they probably got him. Because like, this is going to end a Western. You're in a lot of Westerns. Put on the cowboy hat.
Yeah. And Coburn was like, yeah, I'll do that. I do that in my sleep. Please have 50 pounds of weed, though. He and like Steve McQueen were like, what I think is cool. Like, people think the Rat Pack is cool. That's like what came after the Rat Pack. Steve McQueen and James Coburn just drinking beer and getting high in the desert. And it's like, isn't that better, though? It's both toxic masculinity, but what are you going to do, slime balls or just some creeps out in the desert getting high? I don't know. You be the judge.
Those two guys are also sort of, when I think of like what it is to be like a quote-unquote like real man.
Yeah.
It's those guys in the desert, smoking cigars.
You want to see my race car?
Turtlenecks with medallions on.
Oh, we should start doing that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It is very gross, but you take your pick. Are we hanging out with Dean Martin or Steve McQueen in his race car? Come on.
So yeah, this movie has like a weird big climax that turns into a Western. And it's like has a showdown with James Coburn and Richard O'Brien too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Before I forget, Richard O'Brien in the movie just breaks out into this very good Elvis impersonation at one point.
Yeah, right.
Doesn't really need to be in the movie, but I was like, that is a good Elvis.
Just to prove that he can do it. I bet Bill Wyman was just like, we need to pad this thing out. Could you do an Elvis impression?
Also padding this out are some really awesome animation pieces by the dude.
That's what I was going to ask. Because, it did look, I was like, I think that's him.
Yeah.
I was kind of sweating watching this movie. I kept putting it off. I'm like, I'm really going to dread this one. But I was surprised. I don't know if I should have, I wasn't laughing at it. I think I was laughing with it. I don't know if they were making jokes, but I mean, the thing with the tiny hands, he swallowed a light bulb. That I was like, well, I'm in. But no, it was great. I thought it was a fun movie to watch. And I never would have watched it otherwise.
It hung together enough that it worked. And you're kind of in and out pretty quick too, which helped. I think if this was a feature length, I might have felt it a little more.
Yeah.
But I was along for the ride. I mean, what did you think, Gabe?
Yeah, it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I like you, Mike. I was kind of dreading, and I was like, okay, let's see what this is all about. Like, I based on just the beginning alone of James Coburn smashing a computer with like a giant hammer, I was just like, this is insane.
And if you're wondering like the direction of it, it didn't look like a Duran Duran video, but it looked like it had the directorial sense of a Duran Duran video. Just watch like 20 minutes of it and you'll get it. You'll get what I mean.
Yeah, it's very disjointed. It's like not really anything really linear, but like it's still entertaining. If you're a really big Rolling Stones fan, I'd say this is it's worth watching. It's also very dreamlike, so it's I probably would recommend watching it high, but I told them earlier, I was like, I watched this sober because I probably couldn't glean anything off of it otherwise.
You just made me think like my favorite band, the Kinks. Love them. But man, I wish their bass player made a movie. Peter Quinn or John Dalton.
Incredible.
I would have watched that. I would have loved that.
Well, we can still have a John Dalton movie.
Well, you know what? I'm not holding his hand in this.
Well, let's give him a call.
Yeah.
I'm not a dreamer, but more your realistic type. However, I do like westerns. You know the one.
Pretty much the whole thing in the climax of the Western is like he's about to die. Like even James Coburn is about to die. Everybody's dying, but the one person to come in to save him was his wife, who's like has like a shotgun. And they kind of just walk away, and it was kind of like a sweet moment after like all this basically piling on her and how they just can't communicate and all this stuff. It's really awkward to watch in that sense, where it's like this movie's pretty much about a relationship falling apart and like a last ditch effort of like trying to bring it all back together. But in that sense, it's a little sad.
Yeah, it's such like a rich guy thing, dude. Like, let's do it through film. Guy who already has a stage to put something like that out.
Yeah, with the relationship, I just can't fathom why he would want to portray himself like that, because it's not like has a different name.
Yeah,
he's not like Jeff Bass or whatever. He's
man,
Bill Wyman.
Jeff Bass.
Jeff Bass. But his wife at one point says, I am what they call a computer widow. And whenever there's not a scene where Bill Wyman's out in the world, or if he not any kind of dramatized version of his life, he's on the computer and he's just ignoring everything and just being a total dork. And I just can't imagine wanting to make a movie about yourself and to put yourself in that kind of a role.
Yeah.
Right? Wouldn't you want to kind of seem a little cooler?
You sand down the edges a bit. Yeah.
He was so nerdy in this.
I don't know. I thought like doing something like that. Yeah, I haven't thought of it that way before, and maybe he was being honest about himself. That's terrifying. If that was the case, brave man. Because laying yourself out there like that. And I'm sure at the time, Rolling Stones super fans had their hands on this movie. Saw it. I'm sure a lot of people saw it.
Maybe though, but he's such a background guy.
Yeah,
people might have been like,
maybe.
Nick's not in it, Keith's not in
I'm sure
it.
they had.
He's even a background guy in this movie sometimes.
Absolutely.
Right. In his own biography, he fades away. Maybe we can end on this story. This is something someone told me. I used to be a museum guard, and I worked with this guy who went to see all the 60s bands. He saw Jimi Hendrix live. He just kind of was around. And he said he saw the Rolling Stones somewhere. I believe it was in Connecticut when Satisfaction came out. And it was an outdoor show, probably at a baseball park or something. And he was saying that the show kind of got out of hand and kids ran up on stage. And they got to the show by helicopter. So the helicopter came in and pulled the Stones out during Satisfaction because it got so crazy and they all ran into the plane. But he said that Bill Wyman wasn't really paying attention and just kept playing. And they all flew away and just him just playing the Satisfaction riff. And then he just looked around. They're all gone.
Yeah, the sad thing is the fans all left too. They're like, oh, I guess he's just left. Let's just go home.
This is like the Kids in the Hall sketch where, they're in a panel and they're like, oh, the 4 members of Kids in the Hall, and they're all ignoring Kevin. 5 members.
Hello. Where are you? I can hear you, but I can't see you.
But I can see you, boy.
Well, what do you want?
I want you. You, boy.
But I'm the goodie. You can't shoot me.
Hey, it's worth your time. If you're I would say music fans would really like this. Don't take my word for it. And then we should have a montage of kids going, I like this buck. Because it got an alligator. Dun-dun-dun.
Guys, we've been talking about this direct-to-video Bill Wyman thing almost as long as the movie itself. Is this bit going anywhere? I don't know. Honestly, I can't tell right now.
What, is this not on the level of water cooler talk for you?
Say, water cooler talk, huh? Now you got me thinking.
Gee, did you notice this new Liquid Splash 5-gallon top-loading water cooler has not only a cold option, but a hot option as well?
Oh, gosh. Strike me down with a bolt of lightning. I didn't realize that. Now, how do I know which lever is for hot water and which lever is for cold water? I wouldn't want to mistake one for the other.
There, Rick. A simple way to remember. The blue lever, that's for your ice-cold water. For general hydration or cooling down. The red lever will produce a much warmer, boiling liquid.
Well, who in their right mind would want to drink a cup of piping hot H2O? Not me, that's for sure.
Use your head for more than a hat rack, Mel. You drop a tea bag in your cup, and the hot water warms it up for you. Whammo! Hot tea.
I'll keep that in mind for the future. I hear the ancient Chinese started drinking the stuff over 5,000 years ago, so I guess it can't be that bad. But for now, I'm going to enjoy a cold cup of water, for general hydration purposes.
Okay. Oh no.
Hang on there.
Easy,
Hang
buddy.
on.
Easy there.
Oh, Jesus!
Do you think he selected the red lever, Darren?
I do believe that's what just occurred.
It's gonna take us all a little time to adjust to the changes around here.
Maybe a song would help. When the blue lever is pushed, water starts to flow. Below an upside-down bottle, a fridge starts its show. Compressing and evaporating, that's what it'll do. Keeping things nice and cool for me and for you.
Wow, you're singing.
The red lever's another story from a whole other tank. We're talking thermal insulation, electricity to thank. Hot enough for coffee, hot enough for tea. Keeping things nice and warm for you and for me.
Hey, your accent went away.
As water comes out
Well, here we are again. But I want to ask you two a question. What did we learn today?
Well, I learned that if you're making a movie, you kind of know James Coburn and have a sandwich bag full of pot, James Coburn will be in your movie.
And I learned that no matter how hard I try, I don't think I could make a worse X-Men character than what's already out there. We only scratched the surface, I swear to God.
I hope this game comes back. That was a lot of fun. I learned that movies starring bass players aren't as bad as you might imagine.
Well, that's interesting. Like, name a bass player.
John Entwistle.
John
Oh my
Entwistle.
God.
Like, what was his movie be about?
Well, you know, he would wear that skeleton shirt on stage.
Okay.
So maybe it's some kind of horror film.
See, I imagine he has a hot rod because there's that song Bucket T that I think he did. At any rate, I imagine him riding a hot rod.
I think the whole movie's just him doing like booger sugar. He loved that stuff.
Oh, yeah, he's all cranked out. He's racing his the hot rod he made in his garage. No, this is a great movie. I'd totally watch that.
I'd watch this movie. And for some reason, he's also a Frankenstein. Just has the bolts coming out of his neck and like the stitching up across his forehead.
Yeah.
What would, you know, that tall guy, the blonde guy in Aerosmith, bass player? What would his movie be?
Oh, my God.
I would want like a 2-hour documentary of just his part in the song that they did for Armageddon.
Oh, don't want to miss a thing.
Yeah, don't want to miss a thing. I just hope that like affected him so much they just can't get it out of his system.
But we'll probably like breaking into storage units. Their crowbar. And most of the time, you don't get anything. He's really working up a sweat, too. He's got his flannel, because he always wears the flannel. He always has flannel around his waist tied. He's like sweating, just trying to get into the storage unit. And it's just movie seats. It's just
What if
theater
he's driving
seats.
around that little pickup truck from the Pump album cover?
Yeah,
through the whole
no,
thing?
that's when he's going to load it in, yeah.
I would really like to see not a documentary, but whatever John Lodge, the bass player from the Moody Blues, would do with a film. I almost feel like his movie would be slightly like Digital Dreams, like a little out there and spacey, because Moody Blues stuff is heady and kind of has a outer space kind of feel to it. He also had this guitar that was a double neck that had a bass on it, and then I think a 6-string electric guitar, which I don't know what would happen when he switched to the electric guitar part. I just feel like the bottom end would come out.
I'll tell you what happens. Pure magic.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, you've heard it here first.
I imagine a lot of turtlenecks in this one, too. I don't know. I honestly don't know a lot about the Moody Blues, but them and kind of like a rust-colored turtleneck is like right next to each other. Like an itchy Dacron.
They are, if this makes sense, and I don't know if this is true. I know their music, I'd say more than the average person, but I don't know a ton about their history. But they sound to me like a band who made psychedelic music, but they were just kind of like, oh, no thanks to the drugs. They just sort of like bought into the ideas of the consciousness and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know if they were super into drugs at all.
Bet not.
What about, hold on here. What about, I'm really liking this idea of bass player films. What about the dude who played on so much Stax stuff, but he's mostly known for being one of the Blues Brothers, Donald Duck Dunn? What would his movie be?
Oh, man. I'm really sticking with the Learning Channel shows here because I'm getting a definite American Pickers vibe from him.
So maybe it's him and Tom Hamilton in the Pump truck driving around together.
Yeah.
Well, there's Storage. Yeah, I think that's more Storage Wars. I think American Pickers. Are they trying to sell the movie seats that he stole?
Maybe he's trying to sell it to the other guy.
Oh, trying to refurbish it and then sell it for, yeah.
And he says all the American Picker stuff. He's like, that's your price, but, I got to sell it for a profit, and I honestly don't think.
What about a documentary about Drooper, who was the bass player of the Banana Splits. He was a lion or dog or something with square sunglasses. What if it's a documentary about him, comeback story? Because maybe I'd imagine sometime in like the early 80s, he was kicked out of the Banana Splits for some kind of addiction. And this documentary is about him kind of making a big comeback, doing a solo thing. It's called Split.
And he's trying to get, it's like when he came back, it was like, the early 90s. So like he thought like, you know what, I'm going to try and get into this Motown Philly song, Boys to Men, ABC, Boogie Down, BDP, that whole thing. Yeah.
Or like the New Jack City sound. He was
trying
to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah. So he'd be rapping in this, is what I'm hearing.
Let's see if we can think of 45
this is good.
more bass player
movies.
because
wait, no, in Rehab, he was listening to Dee Dee Ramone's rap stuff. Dee Dee King, and he's like, I play bass. I could become a rapper. I'm imagining he talks like that.
I would take it a little further. Not Rehab, but he was in jail. He got busted for possession.
Yeah.
So he's like, when I get out, I'm doing this Dee Dee rap stuff. If he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, I was in jail. I got in shape. I took a college course.
It's like a business, like a hotel management class in jail.
So what I'm thinking is during the day, I'm gonna work at like Holiday Inn, and at night, I'm gonna rap.
But then the challenges of doing the hotel stuff, he didn't expect that it would wear him down so much.
Yeah, he ends up caring about it too, which is really bad. Like he, not bad for him, but for his rap dream it is. And he realizes, you know what? I'm needed right here on the front desk at this Holiday Inn in Champlain, because like there's like an orphan that's left there, and he cares about the kid. And he checks up on the kid, but he's just placed in foster care. He's like, I'll take him. It's like, you're a felon. He's like, people can change. And that's like a whole thing. Change.
Well, that's what we learned today. Good night, everybody.